On Friday, the Los Angeles Lakers unveiled a statue in honor of former NBA great and Laker Shaquille O'Neal at the Staples Center. The statue is behind Shaq right there. And it stands among other statues in tribute of other Lakers personalities and legends such as Abdul-Jabbar, I believe, and Magic Johnson, Chick Hearn is another one that comes to mind. Ultimately, they're going to have a statue of Kobe Bryant, who you can make the argument is the greatest Laker of all time if you look at his longevity with the club. I don't think he's the best player to ever play for the Lakers, but when it comes to NBA, but you guys know what I mean by that. He played 20 years for them, so that says something. But for all the accolades and adulations that Shaquille O'Neal received Friday, I sense from him I sense a man who is still extremely insecure about his legacy. He makes mention of the fact that LeBron James has 4 MVPs and how he only has one, and he felt that Steve Nash stole his MVPs. This is how I feel about Steve Nash. I think, in all honesty, Steve Nash possibly earned one of those MVPs. The other one, I'm not so certain about that. You could make the argument that one of the reasons why a player like Steve Nash won those MVP awards is because, and this is just my belief, okay, you don't have to agree with this, I think that the league was suffering a black eye from the Malice in the Palace, right? The incident that happened between the Pacers and the Pistons. And the league was trying to broaden its audience, so to speak, and showcasing a white MVP and also the league started having more of an influx of bringing in European players to sort of expand its popularity. I think that did play at least some factor into Steve Nash's winning the MVP. Now, Steve Nash was a great point guard, but I don't know about him winning the MVP award twice. Okay, that year when the Suns won, what was it, 62 games, I think. Yeah, you could make the argument that Steve Nash probably could have won it that year, but the other year, I don't know about that. And also, you can make the argument that Shaq possibly should have won the MVP award in 2001 when it went to Allen Iverson. But I think that Allen Iverson was great that season, but he was arguably better, I think, in 2002. I think so. But he's very insecure about the fact he only has one MVP award. I saw him say something about if he didn't miss so many games in his career, said he missed about 250 games in his career due to injury, that he'd be over 33,000 points. And he said, well, Dirk has passed me in points, and LeBron's getting ready to pass me, which he is, which means that Shaq really does follow statistics. LeBron is going to pass him soon. As a matter of fact, I'm still talking while I'm doing this. The thing about the injuries, that's Shaq's fault. Because if I remember correctly, as early as the 95-96 season, Shaq's less than stellar commitment to physical conditioning was having an effect on him. And he always would have these little nagging injuries, and it became more pronounced and affected him more as he got older, and he started missing a lot of games. But the guy still had over 28,000 career points. So that's still, an amazing accomplishment in my opinion. Let me see something. Yeah, actually, LeBron James is getting ready to pass him. I don't know if this updated for tonight, but I think LeBron might pass him the very next game. That I saw that because that's another milestone that he's getting ready to have. LeBron James is getting ready to surpass Shaquille O'Neal on the all-time scoring list. He's 8th right now on the NBA scoring list. I think the ABA NBA he's 10th because that would push up Julius Erving and Moses. But yeah, but Shaq is a great player, man. But he seems really insecure about where he stands. And he talks about wishing that he had surpassed Wilt Chamberlain in scoring and all these different things. But he should be secure in where he stands in NBA history. Okay, it's not like he's a what if story or what could have been. I could see that being more of an argument from a former teammate of his, Penny Hardaway. Penny Hardaway is a guy who legitimately could be upset about his career, bitter maybe because of injuries and what he could have been. This is a guy who from 1995 to 1997 or so, or 8, was seen as one of the best point guards in the NBA, if not, in some people's eyes, the best overall point guard in the NBA. And ultimately, he became a journeyman and a role player because of injuries, which robbed him of his quickness and ultimately his skills. But Penny Hardaway could have been a top 20, 25 all-time player easily. But Shaquille O'Neal should be secure in the fact that he's an all-time great. When it comes to the Lakers, I think he's now, I'm talking about the Lakers franchise. I think if you're talking about the Los Angeles Lakers, I think he's the second greatest center of all time, legacy-wise, behind only Abdul-Jabbar. If you're talking about including the Minnesota Lakers years, I think he's the third greatest behind only Kareem and George Mikan. Not to say that Mikan's a better player, because it's not including Shaquille O'Neal's career with the Orlando Magic, the Heat, and other. Because obviously I think Shaq's a better player than Mikan, and a better legacy. But when it comes to the Lakers franchise, George Mikan's record is very stellar. But he should be secure in the fact that he's the second or third greatest center in Lakers franchise history. And yes, I do. When it comes to Lakers, I rank him ahead of Wilt Chamberlain. Shaq played 8 seasons to Wilt's 5. Shaq won 3 titles to Wilt's 2. Shaq does have that one MVP award. Wilt never won an MVP award with the Lakers. So these are some things why I say that Wilt is probably the third or fourth greatest center to ever play for the Lakers. But Shaq should be very secure in that, man. And, he always talks about he's a 4-time NBA champion. And it's great, but I even heard Ernie kind of rip him about the fact that he always talks about that. I mean, I don't know. Do you guys think I'm being a little bit hard on him? But do anybody else see that he's kind of like really insecure about certain things, But tell me what you guys think.